Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Stella Cadona. This is Wednesday, December 10th, and this is the second day of Redefining the Future Horizons, designing sustainable strategies for the future of the second international conference of the Fund of Engineers, Contractors of Public Works. We just saw a short video that through images shows the very serious challenges that the planet is facing. Some of you, or most of you, have already seen that. You had the opportunity to listen members of the government, institutions, representatives of academia and the business world to share their opinions and their suggestions for a sustainable society of the future. And today, this is the second day, a full day of interesting discussions, panels, with people that contribute in achieving those goals. You can watch the conference in 5 different languages. You can scan this QR on the screen, and you can find it on the table and on the website. You can use the QR code so that you can listen to the interpretation in different languages. And without further ado, we will present the first speech of the second day, called The Greek Economy in a Day That Changes, from Mr. Kyriakos Pierrakakis, the Minister of National Economy and Finances, who will talk about the challenges and the opportunities that our country has in front of her for the few years to come. This intervention is coming in an age where all energy transitions, green transition, geopolitics and political tribulations reshape the economic landscape. Let's wish him good luck also, because today the Greek Minister of Finances is a candidate for the presidency of the Eurogroup, which is really important. So we'd like to wish him good luck regardless of the result. It is an excellent chance for our country. Good morning. It is a great pleasure to be here with you today. And let me start by saying that I really like the title of this conference, Redefining the Future. This is a good opportunity for all of us to rebuild the future. It is an art, a science, an innovation, faith and passion. And politics also, I would add, because not only the parliament is responsible for the democracy of the country, but also all of us. You invited me here to talk about the Greek economy, what we have achieved, what are the changes that we are going through. I will try to be succinct by mentioning the following. In the last few years in Greece, we have achieved great financial change, a financial transformation. We talked about the European institutions, and let me tell you that 10 years ago, we were about to exit the Eurozone due to the financial crisis. Right now, we have one of the best fiscal positions in Europe. We managed to reverse the narrative from 10 years ago. Right now, our debt is being de-escalated quite quickly. Post-COVID, we were about 210 of the GDP. And right now, we think that until the end of the decade, we will be below 120% of the GDP. The budget for 2026 is 183%. And our goal is to eliminate the debts, which is completely achievable because it is also a social goal, not only a political goal. We should not pass the bill to the next generation as it was happening with every previous government in the past. At the same time, Greece can produce. We have a rate of development which is higher than the European average, for about 2.4% in the budget. and the European average is about 1%. So the growth rate is very good. We have achieved a fiscal balance. And right now, we also have achieved a great digital change. When we talk about tax evasion, a big part of that had to do with the creation of the Independent Authority of Public Revenue and also the means that we use to pay and collect taxes. Technology plays a very important role here. But I would also add that we are going through a huge transformational phase, which is like a triangle. This triangle includes, on one corner, this fiscal balance, on the other hand, the banking system, which is becoming better and better. We remember the loans and how they were not paid, non-performed in the years in the past years. And on the third corner, we have the digital transformation. In reality, this is the source of the development so that you can help the country stand back on its feet, whether we talk about education, the health system, or infrastructure. Because infrastructure plays a very important role when it comes to the performance of economy. So we are down a good road. I remember the newspapers before the financial crisis who were talking about the failed economic model of Greece. Okay, the debt was a huge part in that, but how did we produce this debt? The basic studies of the time of the economic crisis years were saying that we have a very introvert economy. We do not export. This was about 2008, 2009. And this is changing as well. It's not a complete change. It has not been completed yet, but it is happening. Let me give you a couple of examples. The one term is investments towards the GDP. In 1914, it was 14%. Right now, it's 17.7%. The European average is 21%. So we are on our way there. We're on our way to change, which has not yet been fully achieved. Also, exports. We were in 21% before the financial crisis. Right now, we're in 42%. This has doubled. And the European average is 51%. So we still have a way to go. This is our goal, actually. The goal is to bring more and more investments in the country. A lot of projects took place when it comes to infrastructure. Things that were being discussed for years and years, and they were always delayed, such as the metro in Thessaloniki. All those things happened due to the money sent by the European Union. And right now, what are we going to do after the Resilience Fund is over? Because if we take a look at the numbers, the Resilience Fund played a very helpful role so that we could overcome the COVID pandemic. And also we managed to fund all those projects that we wanted to fund for years and years, whether digital or physical, but we didn't have the money. When I was a Minister of Digital Transformation in 2019, on my first term, we were drafting a strategy called the Digital Bible. We had to write down all the projects that we needed to do, and when we wrote everything down before the Resilience Fund, we concluded that we have money to cover only 20% of all those projects in our strategic plan. We didn't have the money to complete the entire list of projects that we ourselves have drafted. After the Resilience Fund, we managed to do what we had to do. And right now, the Resilience Fund is almost complete. So we're asking ourselves how we're going to continue to evolve without it. Let me say the following. Money does not exist. Money is being born through your politics, through your development, through proper strategies, through multipliers, and also by leveraging the European image in general. The projects from the Resilience Fund are not just money that came to the economy for once and then over, but for every euro spent, for every euro invested in the country, it had to be connected to a transformation. It had to be connected to a future plan. Every euro had to be accounted for and explained their piece in the puzzle. So this result, the result of all those projects, will be lasting and will last for more than 26, 27. And also the plan of the government, the architecture of each government plays a very important role. Let me give you an example. All the measures about Thessaloniki that has to do with the tax system transformation. Very big tax reductions to specific citizens, specific groups of citizens. So before we do that, before those measures, we were 2.6% less in the budget than after the measures. The Minister of Education said that there is a strategy about the internationalization of Greek universities and also the opening, the funding of private university in Greece. This will give us plus 1% in our GDP on an annual basis. So this is how we can produce money and make even more international exports and imports. Right now in Europe, a huge discussion has to do about the Draghi report, that we have not leveraged everything that we can do in Europe. Now, we discussed about tariffs with the US, and Mario Draghi says, by utilizing some numbers of the IMF, the member states of the European Union are just exchanging tariffs. This is why a Greek business cannot go to Italy, for example, to make their life easier. 110% is the tariffs and for businesses, and 44% in different types of businesses. So we should create a European economy that can compete with the economies of the world. What did we do about that? Euronext, for example, suggested to purchase the stock exchange of Athens. And it has presence in Paris, Oslo, Amsterdam. I mean, Euronext has a lot of trading companies. So our stock exchange will be part of a network along with all those other countries. This is the extroversion. So that we can give birth to more money through a bigger market. Have international investments in our banks. We have already done that, and we have accepted investors in the Greek banks. And also our own banks are investing in banks abroad. These are all things that generate development. Our goal is to continue to change our productive model in the country with extroversion and with a change in our mindset. That's very important. To continue to leverage every euro that we have through the reasoning of the resilience funds, to connect every euro with a transformation that will leave the best imprint in the economy, not only just for now, but for the future, and also create a boom in our investments. And the more obstacles that we remove from our country, investors will be much more likely to come here through political stability. This is a full model of development than anything else that we had in the past. This differentiation from the past is that now we are proving to ourselves and to others that we can do that. And I'm saying that I don't want to make things look better than they are. Of course, we have a lot of problems. There are people that are living a difficult life. There are businesses that need support. There are people that need support. But also the change is better than how we were 5-6 years ago. We need to continue building this course, walking this path, and I believe that we will achieve many things and great things. Thank you.